Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and we have tons of news today. We've got summon events for the weekend with the Summon Rush. We've got bugs for Chimera, and we've got quality of life changes coming up as well. I'm going to be breaking everything down. So yeah, let's look at the summon stuff first, because this is going to be like the most brand new news to you, the most impactful right now. That's obviously starting tomorrow, and it's a really good one. So here we go. On Friday the 20th of December, 15x chance, progressive chance for Newt, Duchess Lilitu, Highkeeper Prisma. She is the, or he, is it she or he? Let's take a look. The new, looks like, champion lore, it's a he. He is the new Protoss for High Elves. Looks very good, actually. Very cool. Snick Track, Oberton Clanfather, Krisk, Acrisia, and Senna. Crazy. And we've got actually amazing epics as well. Geomancer, Tagore, Stagnite, Godseeker, and Ethlin. Wow. This is the Chimera. This is the Chimera boss right there. I would say if you don't have Newt, getting a Newt just for general stuff is the way to go. Now, the big draw from the Voids, Senna. Senna is the top. Well, Chimera's kind of broken right now. We're going to talk about that from this week. It was broken. But with like real keys, Senna is the MVP. She is just crazy. Why is she so strong for Chimera? Well, it's a combination of different things. Main reason she comes in, she does have a speed aura, which is great. Often you will be using that. But she's got increased speed and 2 continuous heals and turn meter boost. You can activate those continuous heals on your A1. And then whenever continuous heal activates on any ally, fills the turn meters of all allies by 5%, and she will slightly increase the continuous heals as well. So she is crazy, especially when you put her with a buff extender or another champion with continuous heals, because she is giving you so much turn meter. There is actually a turn cap on the Chimera. You're just extremely unlikely to see. I've seen some people getting close with Senna and someone like an Androck, yeah? I think, again, you've got the 1500 turns cap, same as it used to be with Hydra, but you're just so unlikely to reach it. You're much more likely to hit the 65 turns from Chimera. I mean, maybe in the future, with more power creep, we will actually hit a turn cap, but she just gives you so many more turns, and because it's basically impossible to hit that turn cap for you, the more turns you get, the better. Whereas in Hydra, if you get more turns, I mean, for endgame players now, you're hitting the turn caps. You're actually kind of losing damage. You'd rather take less turns so you could, get more big hits in. So more turns, not always good. In Chimera, more turns are always good. And she is nuts. She also has got that full team revive as well, which is really strong, right? Single target revives in Chimera, not as good because you often have multiple people die. She revives everybody, and then they do a little ally attack, which is nice. So she's got great base stats as well, 113 base speed. So she is just fantastic. So good for Chimera. She has come out as the MVP, and you combo her with Androck is perfect. More continuous heals, more buffs, and buff extension, and even more turn meter boosting. He is super good. Oberton is who's also boosted here today. Oberton also really good because he has block buffs, more continuous heals, lots of healing, and again another turn meter. Whenever continuous heal buff heals an ally, fills their turn meter by 10%. So they are a really good combo. So yeah, I would definitely be going for Senna. I mean, Krisk is always good, and Acrisia is solid as well. They're both very reasonable pulls. I'd say Krisk is maybe a little bit more useful overall than Acrisia, but they're both really good. I recommend getting a Newt. Obviously, Duchess is really good. This Highkeeper looks really good. Honestly, Snick Track. Snick Track looks great for this boss. I think Snick Track may be a bit underrated for this boss, actually. He's Skinwalker? Yeah. But Snick Track comes in, so he's got decreased speed with shield on your team. He's got decreased attack A1. He's got ally protection, reflect damage on his passive. He's got leech here. Whenever an ally under reflect damage, his attack puts leech. He reflects more damage back. He makes your reflect damage stronger. He's giving you a lot for trials, right? You're getting decrease. It's the same as Neckmouth Art. You're getting decreased speed, leech, decreased attack. Now, we sort of spread them across multiple abilities. You're getting the same 3 debuffs as a Neckmouth Art. The advantage is that you're also getting ally protection, reflect damage, shield as well. And shield and reflect damage are important for a couple of the different trials. So he's actually pretty good, and he'll help you stay alive. I think Snick Track is very solid and could be worth considering as well. And then obviously Oberton, Operdin is really good. He's more so good if you've got Senna. The problem with Operdin is you also need a reviver. For most teams, most people right now, you're still really struggling to actually keep people alive. And Operdin is sort of by bringing in healing and block debuffs and all of that and cleansing and everything, he does sort of hit the same niche as champions like Star Sage Galathier, as champions like Elva that people are running, as Pythion. You do have that overlap. He is so good with Senna because the synergy is insane because she's lacking cleansing and block debuffs, and she's just sort of lacking that stuff, and he brings in the continuous heal with her. So I say Operdin is really strong, but it's a little bit trickier to fit him into a comp. But honestly, like these are all such good legendaries. Any of them could be a game changer for your account. Like these are all potentially game changers. So they're really good. I say maybe Operdin. I might actually mark Operdin down a little bit as being like, yes, he's crazy with Senna, and he's actually just really good. He's really good right now, but is he proven to be good in other areas? I don't know. Whereas let's put Duchess and Prisma maybe a little bit higher. I think they're a bit more proven value. Obviously, Geomancer is top tier. Stag Knight, Tagore, they're all brilliant. Godseeker's amazing. Ethlyn's actually really good. Again, Ethlyn, I think, is one of those under the radar epics. Because, I mean, by the time he came out, a lot of us content creators were endgame. He's not that relevant. But my goodness, for progressing through the game, this guy is crazy. Self buffs, increase attack and accuracy, extra turn. Then he comes in double hitter, block active skills, and then true fear if he didn't land it. Crazy good. His passive, he ignores some defense. His A1 gives him a bit of a shield. He's got accuracy in all battles aura. Just such a strong epic nuker, and he's void as well. So you're self buffing and then come in with block active skills for 2 turns AoE. That's giving like a newer player a bit of a way to fight against mythics in arena. Just block active skills is crazy. Obviously Stone Skin is a problem, but you could put him in, I don't know, like a Madame Ceres or something, and there you go, Arbiter, Madame Ceres, Ethlyn. You've got yourself a really, really solid early game to mid game arena team that's going to smash through. And he's not bad for Chimera either. He gives you block active skills for Chimera at the same time. So he's a great little epic to pick up. Obviously, Godseeker is probably a bit more generally useful, but he's certainly nothing to sleep on. So there you go. I think you can use any shard. I wouldn't use primals, but any of the other shard types are very reasonable to use for this, depending on what you're going to be chasing. I suspect the whales and krakens are obviously going to be chasing Senna, of course. And then I think, if you don't have a newt, you're probably going for a newt. But yeah, they're all really good. I mean, even for like the free-to-play player that's just trying to do the fusion, grabbing yourself a Geomancer, I mean, great. If you're lucky enough to get Geomancer or Tagore or Stag Knight, if you're missing any of those epics or Godseeker, the epics are again, kind of game changers. Like, certainly Geomancer and Stag Knight are game changers. Tagore is just really good. Godseeker is a game changer, I'd say, as well. So game-changing champions all around. Very, very nice. And we also have, and we're going to talk about the Chimera Bug after that, and Chimera, multiple bugs in Chimera, or possibly bugs. We've got the Whale Club update. This is the Supreme Club. They did share it with the content creators this morning as well. So just some quality of life stuff. So Classic Arena, weekly reset. It's not technically possible to have a rotating arena weekly reset time that accommodates multiple time zones, but they're looking into revisiting the topic and considering more flexible options. Now, also, this is cool as well, into a blind reset idea where participant names would be hidden during the Platinum push. That's cool. Now, Platinum Arena really applies to a very, very, very small number of players, right? Especially the further the game goes on, the more ridiculous it gets. I mean, back in the day, maybe you had a chance, but I mean, look at this. Nowadays, you're going up against players that have the best champions in the game, the best voids, the best mythicals. They're all 6-star. Well, look, this one's only 5-star. What a noob. Other than that, they're all 6-star. Half of them are empowered. They're going to have, they've got their 6-star blessings. They're going to be having the best relics now as well, the best gear. Like, it's this is not something that's in any way tied into regular players. But it's nice for for the whales and stuff to have that be a bit more varied. I mean, it's nice, I suppose. I think you need to have a lot more updates to Classic Arena to really make it relevant to more players. I would love to see some sort of leaderboards or rewards for people, and like whatever. Like if you're in, I mean, I guess bronze and silver aren't really a thing in this game, really. You just get out of them very quickly, don't you? But even for players in gold, be like, hey, there's some rewards for doing well in Gold 2, whatever. It would be nice if there was more stuff. I honestly could do with a total rework, really. I would love to see reworks to that. The time changing, I think the time right now, by the way, is really suited to sort of Ukraine and Russia. I think that's the biggest part of the player base, is like Eastern Europe. It's actually massive over there. Like, it's crazy. You kind of don't think about it because there's not really much overlap between um, kind of the Western English speaking and Spanish speaking and French, etc. That side of the player base and like the Russian and Ukrainian speaking, but my goodness, there's so many of them. Like you look at Google Trends and it's like Eastern Europe and Russia is just lit up. Yeah, so there you go. I think that's what it's really catered to, which it kind of sucks for the rest of the world though. But hey, there we go. Clan Siege defense team placements. Defense teams remain in place. They're going to fix that. That's great. More improvements for Siege are still in the works, but for now we cannot share any specifics. I'm looking forward to more Siege updates. Again, I think Siege is a mode with a ton of potential. It can be super fun. But like there's still so much that needs to be done with Siege. Matchmaking being fixed up would be great. Again, making it more impactful for you to upgrade your buildings. Like it's still not clear. They improved upgrading your buildings and repairing. It's still not clear if that's a good idea or not, which is kind of silly. Yeah, they could definitely do more with Siege. Here's one thing that's really nice. Lethal Dose and Incinerate. The developers have agreed with us, the players, and plan to adjust the blessings to use them in Siege. This is great, and it'll be from the next patch in January. So not the next Siege, but probably the Siege after that. That's a big game changer. There are some really powerful champions that go crazy with Incinerate. Gizmak, he is bonkers with Incinerate. Sulfurion, bonkers with Incinerate. Got one of the crazy OP faction unity guy, Volcanos, crazy with Incinerate. Lethal Dose is also super fun. You've got some really sleeper picks with Lethal Dose. Supreme Kale with Lethal Dose, actually really powerful. One that's a fun one is I'm still disappointed they didn't give us an easy way to get his soul. Stock the Broken, new fusion. I really wish they'd given him a way to get a soul, because again, Lethal Dose on stock, super fun. There's some really cool things you can do with poison. Nell, you don't see much about her, but she's a great mythical with Lethal Dose as well. I think they're fun blessings, and I think they're really powerful. Yeah, especially since they were buffed. It'd be, seeing them in Siege is great. That's the place where they're probably most likely to be used, because it's harder to get the counters against that stuff in Siege when you've got limitations. So that's great. I keep clicking the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Chimera area bonuses, no plans to add them in the foreseeable future. I'm expecting that in like 6 months to a year. So yeah, do your other areas. Again, I would say the priority for areas, for me, I got my core stuff for Hydra done, for Hydra Clash and whatnot. I mean, I could still do more, but we'll see. I've definitely moved on to Cursed City because I'm trying to get Cursed City fully. I think I will actually fully clear it this time. I've cleared most of it, and then I got lazy. S13 I can beat. I've beaten it before. I just need to put gear on them. I've been lazy. S19, I've never beaten this one. But I do have a second Misrider Dahi now, so I think I can probably do it. But it's just I need to put a couple of 2 or 3 hours aside to actually do it, which is like not super fun. But I'm trying to upgrade Cursed City to just get that on farm, get Carnage Souls. Carnage is super underrated. Carnage Souls are ridiculously powerful. I think that's a great area. So yeah, you've got that to max out. That, who knows, with Faction War updates, maybe Faction Wars would be worth doing, and it's super cheap as well. And then, Fire Knight's always a great one too, especially speed in Fire Knight to make that run faster. Really, really good idea as well. So plenty of places to spend your area bonuses. And yeah, implementation timeframes for teased features. What's next, videos? In the next 3 to 4 months. So background battles, live arena seasons. I'm really hyped for that. Hydra quick battles, campaign super raids, all within the next 3 to 4 months. I'm definitely hoping for some upgrades to like Minotaur after that. Yeah, and stuff, but that's really exciting. Background battles and Hydra quick battles, just a great, and campaign, they are all just great time savers. Brilliant. And live arena seasons is great. I'm a little bit sad about Hydra quick battles in the sense that maybe it will make people less interested in Hydra content. And I think if they do, take another look at Hydra, I would love for them to revert some of the nerfs they did to Hydra. Yeah, if they updated Hydra is super fun. But still building like a nice auto team and being like, here's a cool team for quick battles and this is how it works. I think they would still make good content. Whereas like Clan Boss, I think Demon Lord is very much dead content. I think honestly putting in quick battles is a good solution to the time. I think Hydra takes too much time, and yeah, Quick battles, well, it's not ideal. I'd love to see bigger reworks to make it kind of a fun and engaging mode that you'd actually want to play every week. It's just not really realistic with Chimera, so I'm fine with that. Artifact and accessory storage, 100 more accessory slots, 100 more artifact slots. That's great. That's great. I mean, this stuff is really difficult. I mean, I don't know if you guys will notice it, but like if I log in to like yeah, I've logged into some Kraken accounts before that have like so many champions and so much gear, and my PC runs so much slower. And then if you hop onto an early game account, you're like, oh my god, the game is so quick, it's so smooth, it's so fast. There's a huge, I mean, gear has a huge impact on game optimization. So I love seeing when they're able to optimize it and improve that stuff. But that's one of the things where it's like technical difficulties is a genuine it's a genuine point, right? It's very like having no, thousands of pieces of gear loaded into the game at the same time is really intense. So that is something that genuinely does impact people massively. That's a genuine technical downside. Now, let's talk about a couple of Chimera bugs, because there's a couple of massive ones. Okay, so the first Chimera bug, this was discovered by Saf. So stay tuned. HH Gaming, he's got a whole video breaking this down coming later, but I was chatting to him about it as well. Basically, what it seems like is in the clan bosses, specifically Demon Lord and Chimera, not Hydra. Hydra not affected, but Demon Lord and Chimera are. The way that enemy max HP damage dealers work in those modes. So we're talking about champions like Newt. We're talking about champions, where's Newt? We're talking about like Newt. We're talking about champs like the Horse, yeah? These champions in Demon Lord and in Chimera do not benefit from the Feral set. They also do not benefit from the protection set. It just seems like anything that can up their damage isn't actually working. So yeah, it's bizarre. It's super unintuitive, but basically the way the game is coded, enemy max HP works differently in Demon Lord and Chimera, and that is stopping a bunch of different effects. Like we're also wondering maybe blessings don't actually work for these champions to boost their damage. Maybe relics don't actually boost their damage. Saf has a whole video coming out breaking down everything that he's found so far, so check that out, but watch out for it. Now, regular damage dealers will work, so for example, I'm still using Ninja. Ninja fully benefits from the Feral set and everything, and that's fine. But yeah, if you're coming in and trying to build, I think probably the most common Chimera team, like relatively, would be something like this from Rythern. You know, in this team, and like he's got 9-piece protection and he's got 9-piece feral, because I mean that's obviously what you would think would be the best. It makes the most sense. Not actually true. You might still want 9-piece protection to protect your buffs. That might still be important. But honestly, something like just Relentless or something might be better, because yeah, your max HP damage dealer's not actually benefiting from it right now, which is ridiculous. But hey, there we go. So that's one massive Chimera bug. In fact, we don't even know if it's a bug. It might be just, this is the way it is. Just, yeah, I don't know. Saf's got a whole video. Check it out. Now, the other bug we have to talk about happened this week, where one of the relics was bugged and teams were able to come in and do like, I mean, bearing in mind, you know, we just looked at, you know, really ridiculously good teams here are doing about 300 million. We have some of these teams doing 2 billion, and then that's being multiplied up. So like this player has put up 250 billion, right? You're getting coming into this one key is getting 2 billion points now in Chimera Clash. This is now fixed. What was it? This was a bug with the in case you're wondering, should I be building those teams? What's going on? No. This was a bug. I believe it was with the this one, the Diadem of Undeath, I think it was. Doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Your defense increased by 1% for each ally under ally protection. Nub, how's that letting you do like 2 billion Chimera Clash points? How's that letting you do so much damage? Well, what this was doing was it was removing enemy max HP damage caps. It was making bosses vulnerable to debuffs like stun. You could just like AoE, you could stun the Chimera, you could AoE provoke the Hydra, you could do crazy stuff. So yeah, this was bugged, but it was fixed fairly quickly. Now, what do I think about this? Well, lady, you might be thinking, Nub, you're normally, quite a voice of reason. You try to tread the middle ground, generally on issues, pointing out both pros and cons, and generally in favor of game balance. But no, I think fixing this bug was an absolute disgrace. It was disgusting on Plarium's part, and I'm going to explain why. So in order to do this, I have written up my list of reasons why this was absolutely horrendous, horrific behavior, and we should be storming the Plarium offices right now to denounce them. So this is my list. This list is called Things Trunda Defenders Would Say About the Relic Bug. Okay, so number 1, the relic was working as intended. Who's to say it was bugged? It wasn't. That was what it was supposed to do all along. You're just jealous. Number 2, don't nerf the relic, buff all of the other ones. Why are they nerfing that relic? Just go and buff the other 20-something. Much better solution, in my opinion. Number 3, just let the players have... Players were having fun stunning the Chimera and provoking and exceeding the enemy max HP. You anti-fun Plarium? Let us enjoy the game. You suck. Number 4, I invested into that. I leveled that relic up. I put my hard-earned resources into. I crafted that relic, and now you're taking it away? That is unfair. Number 5, it's only a problem for Chimera Clash. That's the problem. There wouldn't be a problem with this relic if it wasn't for Chimera Clash. So don't nerf the relic. Go change Chimera Clash instead, you fools. Number 6, I spent money to get that. I invested to get that real-life money. I'm going to stop spending. I'll quit the game and stop spending if you don't revert this nerf. Unless you make a change, Plarium, my wallet is closed. That's right. We're doing some financial blackmail here, and you better respect it. Number 7, let's be honest. Wake up, sheeple. Wake up. The writing's on the wall. Plarium only want to nerf the relic to sell you more relics. They don't care about game, but it's nothing to do with game balance or fairness or anything. They just want to sell you more relics, and this relic being so strong is going to stop them selling stuff in the future. That's the only reason. Number 8, if they nerf this relic, who knows when they will stop nerfing things? It's going to be endless. Any champion, any other relic in the game could be nerfed. Israel, Palestine, both nerfed. Your girlfriend's breasts will be nerfed as well. There won't be any end to Plarium's reign of terror of nerfing things. And it's a slippery slope, and there's no stopping it once we step onto it. And then finally, number 9, I really don't care if many other players are negatively impacted, so long as I personally am benefiting. And then that was it. That was it. That last bit of honesty at the end, it just took it out of me right in that list, and we couldn't go any further. That's what I think about the relic bug. It's what I actually think. So this situation with this, I mean, look, at the end of the day, whatever. Like we've come last now. Who cares, right? It's just 1 week. It's not a big deal. But what is frustrating is that I believe this relic bug was actually told to them on the test server by Farbstoff. I think it was Farbstoff. I'm pretty sure it's the same bug that was reported on the test server. And then we had the thing go live, so there's a few days before Chimera went live. And then there was a whole other week of Chimera in the game. And then another week. It took them another few days to nerf it. So it's like, that's about 2 weeks. You knew about this bug for 2 weeks and you didn't fix it on time. So that definitely feels shitty and is pretty unimpressive to me. It's a bit annoying. I wonder, will they give us any compensation? I doubt that they will. I don't really blame the players either. You know, I usually never blame the players for using exploiting the bug. You know, it's pretty much cheating, but it's not a very serious form of cheating. You know, because let's be honest, Plarium never do anything really to punish cheaters very often, and so you might as well. Like, you're only going to benefit. There's not really any cost to doing it, and yeah, it's really, again, you know, if they knew about this bug for 2 weeks, Plarium should have fixed it, basically, and they didn't, and yeah. I would like some compensation to make up for it, but I'm not expecting anything. Sadly enough, you just have to be like, well, that's shit, and move on. And it is what it is. That's sort of what I think about that. But I thoroughly enjoyed writing my Trunda list. That was good fun. But yeah, there we go, guys. Oh, by the way, in case it wasn't clear, I do think that obviously you should fix the relic. It was obviously broken, and it's bad for the game and for players. But hey, there we go. Let me know what you think about all of this. For me, I'm obviously getting the rare champion from the Summon Rush. You also do get 50% more event points from from Void Shard. Ooh, Void Shards. Ooh, I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, so they're really pushing for people to pull for Senna. It's Senna Central. I probably will pull for Senna. I've got some Voids. I have 156. Yeah, I'll probably do Void Shards and see if we can snag ourselves a Senna. Probably won't get anything, but hey, I'll pull some Voids. That's cool. Yeah, I'll see you guys for Shard Pulls tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.